This week's episode is brought to you by NYXI and their Hyperion Pro Joy-Cons for Nintendo Switch. The Hyperion Pro is the best Joy-Con replacement we've tested to date. They look fantastic, they feel better than stock Joy-Cons, and the Hall effect sticks ensure longevity of them will outlast Nintendo's offering, as well as other third-party brands that still suffer with the dreaded drift issues. The super comfortable and ergonomic grip allow for easy long-time gaming. The programmable RGB lights mean you can customize the controller to your particular taste, and the gamer's reflex macro buttons are available to give you an edge. Plus, the GameCube-inspired purple option and the green Legend of Zelda-inspired variant really make the controller stand out. All this, and using promo code PvP, you can get 10% off. Head over to NYXIGame.com or use the link in the description. Hello, welcome to Podcast First Player, episode 277. I'm one of your hosts, Cal, and as always, I'm joined by a man who says if incontinence pads are supposed to be discreet, why do they come in packs the size of a fucking hay bale? It's only bloody Dan.
Hello.
Hello. It's bloody hot, and how are you?
It's not hot, I'd say. It's getting warm. It's getting a bit toasty. It's like 17 degrees here at 8:30, which is warm for this time of night.
Yeah. Too warm.
So I don't like where this is going, Callum, quite frankly.
I don't, because it's only going to get worse, theoretically.
Indeed.
But, Dan, speaking of real bad things, I don't know if you've seen any news lately, but I got some bad news for you. Lots and lots of angry people as of, not what day we're on, it's Thursday, isn't it? So Tuesday, the 7th of May, lots of people kicking the hell off because Xbox have shut down Arcane, Austin, Tango Gameworks, and more developers that they very greedily snapped up.
Arcane?
Yeah.
Didn't they make
Not the main one, not the main Arcane.
Oh.
There's different. Same like Rockstar, there's different.
Yeah, there's like offices around the world or whatever. Yeah.
But some of the ones that were laid off are Arcane, Austin, and Tango Gameworks, developers of Redfall, which is not unexpected, and Hi-Fi Rush. One of the
Hi-Fi Rush was really kind of good.
It was very well received worldwide. To the
point. Redfall, on the other hand.
Redfall not so much, but they also made like The Evil Within and stuff, and Prey. So, not exactly stinkers.
No, but Prey came out in like 2012 or something.
Yeah. I think it was. I think it could have been Tango that made Evil Within. Saying that, but. They've gone. A lot of people kicking off, especially as Adam Boyes, who's co-CEO of Iron Galaxy Studios and former PlayStation executive, he didn't comment on the closures directly, but he shared a screenshot of a GeekWire article from April 25th, 2024, which showed Microsoft posted a 17% increase in revenue and 21.9 billion profit in the last financial earning reports. That's one quarter. It was 21.9 billion, and
Bloody
they are
hell.
currently valued at $3 trillion. So,
Fuck me.
The fuck's going on, like sacking people over one game?
I mean, is Nintendo valued at over $1 trillion? I can't imagine they are.
I don't know what that's something we can look up in a moment. But obviously, this is Microsoft, not Xbox. So
yes, but I mean Microsoft is. I wouldn't say it's like its biggest earner is Xbox.
I don't know. I mean, if you throw into the amount of PCs and laptops running Windows,
yeah,
that's a lot. But what's worse is a lot of people are digging up old interviews with our friend Phil Spencer, where he specifically mentions about when Microsoft bought who made Fable? Lionhead.
Lionhead.
And
Studios,
saying obviously that was a mistake. We shouldn't have dissolved the company. We shouldn't have got rid of them. Blah blah blah. But these are the kind of mistakes we need to learn from. And then it's like fast forward to now, they've done exactly the same. The Hi-Fi Rush. He was on Kind of Funny podcast. And they're talking about a lot of stuff, but he's saying he would rather the developers go off and be more creative and make something like Hi-Fi Rush than stick with the tried and trusted stuff that they know is going to get a bigger fan base, so to speak, but he wants more of that creativity, and he wants that Japanese market, because they haven't got any Japanese developers except for Tango Gameworks. And then booted him. Obviously, I don't think any of this is Phil Spencer's doing. Obviously, there's people higher up than Phil Spencer, but we're never going to know that. But what's worrying is a lot of people are reporting that it's highly likely Microsoft are buying people like Bethesda and obviously subsidiaries and stuff, because they want like 3 IPs. They don't want the rest of the stuff. And it's kind of making a bit of sense now.
I mean, potentially, if there's, if maybe they just sort of like, you know, we'll buy you as a studio, we'll give you support, we'll push your projects out. Yeah. But if they fail, so do you.
But again, they'd need to be a bit more open with that, because this was a shock to the guys that were there.
This is what I was going to ask. To be fair, is this something that was like, okay, in 6 months this studio is going to be closed, or is it like, okay, as of Monday you're done?
Yeah, like as of Tuesday.
But just on the day,
they've gone.
That's it, you're done.
It's gone.
See, that is such a poor business practice, and the fact that there's so much publicity about this has happened before, like with other companies. Surely you'd know, well, we need to make an announcement, we need to go through the motions, otherwise people are going to be like, what do you mean you just fucking binned off a whole bunch of companies for no reason? Why have you bought them all if you're just going to bin them all? Or if they go, look, we're shutting down the studio and the properties that are associated with them, well, maybe we'll come back to them in some other time. The staff will keep, though.
Yeah,
so no one's going to lose their job.
Yeah.
But with the studio itself, what they were working on.
Yeah. You guys are going to Rare, you guys are going to Silver Point, you guys are going here, whatever. And you keep, but they're not, they're all just out of jobs. But the Thomas Mailer, who's boss of the studio behind Ori and the Blind Forest, he tweeted out and said, to anyone who's been pestering me for years about why we didn't allow Moon Studios to get acquired by a big publisher, aka Microsoft, this is why.
Yeah,
I've lived through the 90s and saw what happened when smaller studios got acquired by EA. And I goes on a tangent about that. But it's one of the things that was in when they were trying to buy Activision, Blizzard. One of the things the FTC said was, what's stopping you from buying the properties and then getting rid of all the staff and everything else? And Microsoft said, that's not what we're going to do, obviously. It's been like 7 months, not even that.
Well, if there's a big old backlash and people are baying for blood, it could sort of shock them into going, fuck me, we can't do that again then.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to think about it, like, because even we ourselves have done it, but like Phil Spencer's kind of been put on a pedestal as Xbox Messiah. He's brought it back from the shitstorm that it was in with the everything for your TV.
Pretty much after the Xbox One launch, really.
I'd say the Xbox One launch.
It was tanking, and then everything did just get pulled back up from the brink, and now they're part of a $1 trillion company.
It doesn't help that yesterday some leaked specs for the PlayStation 5 Pro were revealed. So it's going pretty well in Sony's favour in that sense.
Sony hacked again.
By Sony. In good news, though, Microsoft have reduced the price of Game Pass Ultimate. So, you know.
Have they?
I don't know what it is. I literally, as we were talking, I had a little pop-up. So what
is it now, then?
I don't know. I think it's about £13 now, so say a tenner, maybe. That's
I thought it was already
massive guess. Now it's about 13 quid I pay.
To be fair, it might have been that when it was initially launched, and then because there was a price hike about 6 months, a year after it came in, dropped on PC. I mean, I wouldn't want studios to be closed and people to lose their job just so I don't have to spend £2 on a Game Pass subscription. That's not the sort of what's it called, the redistribution of wealth that I would. Yeah. I don't want people's jobs to be like, fire half these people so I get it for cheaper.
Depends if it's dropped down from like $13.99 to £1.50, then I'm like, you know, what's
you
a
get
job?
Another job if you're talented, you get another job, won't you?
But the only one that I've got is in dollars, so it's $14.99 reduced now to $12.99, so it's about 13%.
That's not bad.
Which is quite a decent amount. But this is also on the other news that Xbox are reportedly debating Call of Duty for Game Pass and a price increase for Ultimate. So it's going to go back up anyway.
I'll tell you what, the day that they drop, if they do it smart, day one will be fine. But if they go every Call of Duty, Game Pass.
But I don't see why they wouldn't.
World at War, Modern Warfare, the whole shebang, get them all on there. If you do that, you are going to bring so many people to Game Pass. It'll spike like you wouldn't believe.
I don't think we'll see the day one stuff happening, mainly because it's not a.
Why not?
It just seems a bit silly because you're gonna, if people have got it for Game Pass, what's the point in buying it for PlayStation or buying it for PC? And I don't care what anyone at Microsoft says. Game Pass isn't as profitable as selling games. You can't.
No, but it's a lot easier.
Oh yeah, it's way easier, and it's easy for us, the consumer. But
no, I don't mean just that. I just mean that you don't have to worry about marketing. You don't have to worry about distribution, physical copies, manufacturing. You don't have to worry about any of that.
You still have to do that as if they were releasing it elsewhere. Because I can't see them making it exclusive to Xbox. That'd be a bad move.
True, but maybe it's a lesser cost though. So they're like, well, we're not going to make Xbox games, physical games anymore. We'll just do it all digital. If you want it for a PlayStation, though, you pay for it to be put on a disc, and you're sure you can have the file to do it.
That's the bad thing with Hi-Fi Rush, where there's no physical release for it. So once they take that off Game Pass, it's gone forever. Which is a real shitter because it's fucking great. It's a real good game.
But that is the compromise, though.
Yeah.
Like if you want to still get physical media, sure. At that point, yeah, absolutely, it is yours. You own it. You can do whatever you want with it. You can't just put a DVD in a DVD player and it goes, oh, sorry, lockout because you haven't paid your DVD subscription
DVD
or whatever.
Plus.
Yeah. But if you go on Game Pass and it's like, well, we've just cut half the games. Fine. It's within your right to do so. It's your platform, it's your games. Like, I'm paying to access what you decide to put on there. If you put nothing on there, well, sure, you'll lose me as a customer, but that's your decision at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, it's in your terms of conditions. Same with Steam. Like, even the games you bought on Steam can take away at any.
Or they'll just give you them for free. It's like, here you go, it's just in your library now.
Well, yeah, they'll do that.
I didn't ask for that, but
I think it was Serum the other week. They did that, but
yeah, that just popped up
it's some. I can't remember who it was. I'm sure it's an Australian person. Like, I'm going to say IGN, but it wasn't IGN, but it was an Australian gaming website years ago, and they kicked off because they didn't get their refund system was different to the rest of the world for Steam. But within it, when they were looking through the details, at any single point, your entire library that you've paid for, Steam it doesn't work anymore. They've taken it away.
Yeah.
You're basically, that £70 you've spent for that game is a rental cost, effectively, which is a really expensive rental agreement. But when they looked into it, PlayStation do the same thing. It's in their terms and conditions. It's on the Xbox one, probably on the Nintendo one, and that's a scary thing. Where they even did it with like PS4 with remember PT, and they're like taking it. You can't get it from the store anymore. If you've already got it installed, whatever. But if you uninstall it, it's gone. You'll never get it back again. I've still got it uninstalled on the PlayStation upstairs.
I remember as soon as they took that off, like the store, you couldn't get it anymore. People were selling PlayStations with it on for like £200 markup.
Yeah. And that's because people are stupid. But it's also the only way.
It's the same when Flappy Birds was taken off.
Can you remember people selling iPhones and stuff with Flappy Bird installed? It's like I don't think I'd ever do that for any game, but I could understand if it was a good game. Like, but it's not.
It's just you can't do 1,000 hours on Flappy Birds.
People will have, but again, people might be more inclined to spend that kind of silly money if they are. It depends where I suppose you let phones fall, but if you class phones as a gaming device and you're a gaming collector, and there's this one game you can't get for that iPhone that you've got, you're probably going to have to buy it, aren't you? You don't want your gaming collection to be less valuable because you don't have Flappy Bird.
I don't think that qualifies. That's not like it's like a rare NES cartridge that no one can buy anymore. It's cost $2,000 to buy it because there's only like 12 that were ever made.
Yeah.
It's a phone that it's a game that someone could do over the weekend if they wanted to. They just make it again.
What they did.
It'll be in Roblox. It'll be in anything that's got like tools and like a create a game sort of thing. Make
definitely.
it in anything. It's the same. It's exactly the same as that fucking helicopter game.
There's one on my watch. I've got one on my watch.
Yeah.
It's not a bird, but it's the same thing, same concept. Do you remember Crossy Road? That was a good little fun mobile game. It was basically Frogger.
No.
It's still around. It's not like it doesn't exist anymore. But they've got it in arcades and stuff now. But you pay like a chicken or a frog or a dog or whatever, I don't know what you want you unlock. And it's just Frogger. You just got to get across the road and over rivers and stuff. But it's very addictive. It's cool. Man. It's all right. That was it.
I'm sure it's better than Hero Wars or Total War or Survival Raid Last whatever.
Or Shadow Legends Raid.
I'm sick of seeing adverts for these fucking game trailers. Proper do my tits in. They're everywhere.
I don't like the ones where it's... Have you seen the adverts where it's somebody going, I'm going to play a bunch of games that people don't think are real games? And it's
which is clearly just another bullshit.
Yeah.
Mental.
You don't even show me you playing the game. It's you talking, and then it cuts to just the video of the game.
The same advert screen. Yeah.
It's like, fuck off.
Or some of them, they're like, this is a level from the game, but it's only past level 50, and it's only like a mini game that you can play every now and then.
Yeah.
Like so. The grind and the energy that you got to pay for or whatever, like you've still got to do all of that, and then every now and then maybe you get to pull a key out and drop a monster into lava or whatever.
Have you seen the Mr. Beast? Like
no.
This is actually really bad. So it's not actually Mr. Beast. So they've got a video of Mr. Beast talking to someone on a podcast. I think it's Joe Rogan, and he's talking about making money and stuff. And then it cuts to this app, this Mr. Beast app, where you can get money and stuff, and it's him telling you about the app and stuff. But it's not him; it's AI, and people are downloading it and they're getting all the bank stuff hacked and whatnot.
Wait.
So like the actual interview,
future, everyone.
like the interview's real, and it's him just talking about stuff. But when it cuts to the app, it's an AI voice that like they've made it say what they want it to say, and then people have gone, "Oh,
like
Mr.
you did."
Yeah, basically, yeah. I didn't do that for the app though. Ours was just for a fucking police video.
Yeah.
But that's how scary it is, and lots of people have been tricked by it because it's like just like a basic gambling game, but you get money.
I mean,
cashed out.
Mate, it's not even that. It's the fact that you've got like scammers who will call people up and say, you've got this virus on your computer, just give us access to your computer. Just log into your bank details. I'm just going to black your screen out. I'll just take your bank details. Give us this money or give us these gift cards, and then bang, that's it. If people are willing to fall for something as complicated and convoluted as that, someone that they think they know coming up on a YouTube advert or whatever as AI, they're not going to see through that.
Nah,
they can't. It's like phone scams have been going on for about 20 years, right? About like one thing or another.
Yeah.
Now, if it's indistinguishable almost, unless you're, I wouldn't say like hyper aware, just sort of reasonably aware of what the situation is, people will fall for that every fucking time because they'll have no idea that such things exist, and it's terrifying.
Especially when it's money related, because realistically, and for I was going to say bad or good, it is bad. Everyone is stupid, and if there's a thing where Mr. Beast, who daily gives away money to people, and he's going, download this app and I'll give you some money, you go, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously I didn't because I'm not an idiot, but
the whole "it's too good to be true" thing just seems to be lost.
Yeah.
For a lot of young people these days.
That generation, though, isn't it? This week's episode is brought to you by NYXI and their Hyperion Pro Joy-Cons for Nintendo Switch. The Hyperion Pro is the best Joy-Con replacement we've tested to date. They look fantastic, they feel better than stock Joy-Cons, and the Hall effect sticks ensure longevity of them will outlast Nintendo's offering, as well as other third-party brands that still suffer with the dreaded drift issues. The super comfortable and ergonomic grip allow for easy long time gaming. The programmable RGB lights mean you can customize the controller to your particular taste, and the gamer's reflex macro buttons are available to give you an edge. Plus, the GameCube inspired purple option and the green Legend of Zelda inspired variant really make the controller stand out. All this, and using promo code PvP, you can get 10% off. Head over to NYXIGame.com or use the link in the description. But yeah, pretty shit about Arcane, Austin, Tango Gameworks, and the other. Microsoft have chucked under the bus. It's very shitty. But we haven't had a big old announcement from Phil or any of the other higher ups to say this is the situation, other than we've let them go. So I assume, especially
there'll be something coming. If they'll have to bow to public pressure eventually.
We've got the Xbox showcase coming up, so this is really bad timing.
Oh great! When he walks on, everyone goes boo.
Oh, there's no one there.
Boo! You just fired all those people. Boo!
Get out of here, PlayStation. Who let you in? Well, yeah, I didn't even think about that yesterday. That's in a few weeks' time.
I was going to say it's like the 12th, I suppose.
Something like that, yeah. Like I think it's next month, not.
June. Yeah, of course it is. Yeah.
But that's not very far away, and people ain't going to forget this in a few weeks, unless they come out and go, Star Wars Outlaws, Call of Duty. Basically, every game you want is free on Game Pass.
And everyone's like, okay, sure.
It's a free Xbox as well. Look at that.
Okay, yeah, woo, yeah, Phil, yeah, you're back on form, mate.
I doubt that's going to happen, though, but we'll see. However, speaking of Star Wars, Dan, there's a new show coming to Disney Plus. I don't know if you've seen it. It's a new Lego show.
No.
Looks very funny. Looks real good. I thought you might have saw the trailer, otherwise I would have sent it to you. But spoilies, it's all of Star Wars, including the first canonical appearance of Carl Kestis. He's in it. He's in the trailer. So all of the prequel stuff, all of the show stuff, everything. It's got fan theory stuff in there. So there's one that I won't say because I'll let you watch the trailer to see it.
What?
But it looks mental. Looks really good. It's
send me a link to this because I have no idea what you're on about.
I honestly thought you would have seen it. Otherwise, I would have sent it before we did this because it was a bit pointless bringing it up. Yeah. Looks really good though. Looks very funny. I'll send it to you.
Good.
In other less exciting news, Dan, I've got nothing because I've just closed the thing down. So
amazing, well done.
Chucking a little bit of filler there, Dan. How you enjoying this weather? Right, more bad news, Dan. EA are considering in-game advertising.
For God's sake. Please tell me you mean like billboards and stuff like that and fucking shit on the side of the road or whatever.
I assume not. It doesn't particularly say, but I assume it'll be like a mobile game.
So, it's like EA is just, they're spinning a wheel of just bad ideas, and whatever the wheel lands on, that's what, it's like, oh, what do people really hate in the world? YouTube adverts. Yeah, let's see how we can work that into the games just to wind everyone up. It's almost like that that publisher, it's a producer's thing. They're just trying to, they're trying to burn EA to the ground to claim a huge amount of insurance money on it or something like that. So they just want to get microtransactions. Oh my god, rinse them out. Yeah, or do the same fucking football game for 20 years until people say, no, you have to make a new one from scratch now. And now they go in-game advertising. We'll just stop. Like whenever you pause a game, whenever you go back into it, watch a game trailer for like something else that we're doing or whatever. Unreal. The backlash that they get after one day would be unbelievable.
I don't think it'll happen. It says they're considering.
Of course, it won't happen. As soon as they suggested it, and everyone went, no one really respects you anymore.
Unless the game's
free.
Don't
be stupid. Don't be stupid.
If they go here, like Star Wars Outlaws is out tomorrow or whatever. But
it'd be like on Valorant or something like that. So it is a free to play.
Yeah,
and we go, well, it's free. You know, you don't have to pay for anything. So deal with some advertising. Depending on what it is, like if it's a load screen and it's playing an advert for you, I don't give a shit. I'll be
as you're about
watching
to shoot
something else or whatever. But yeah, like I say, like before a match, every match starts, it's another trailer, it's another trailer, it's another trailer. Then fuck that. I'm point of principle. I wouldn't
want to do that. I don't like it when I'm watching stuff, never mind when I'm playing stuff. But EA are the epitome of a meme where I hate the phrase because it's old and corny now, but it's the meme where these have watched Microsoft get loads of hate over the last couple of days for firing all those people, and they've just gone, hold my beer. We're the most hated company. It's the only accolade we've got.
Yeah, people are just sort of like, oh, what have you done now?
I can't think of a better way of doing it than, obviously it's in mobile games and stuff, but it's not in one that you've paid for. If it's in anything but a free to play game, they can get fuck right off. But the only other thing I've got, Dan, is there's a Gollum focused Lord of the Rings movie.
I think I said game then. I was just like, no. Mate, there was just one. It's like one of the most hated games of the year. It
is, it's been announced, and it is coming from Peter Jackson and Andy Serkis, and it's meant to be out in 2026.
Well, that just means that you've only got 2 more years, Callum, to watch the entirety of the Lord of the Rings. I've not heard Lord
of
the
this
Rings trilogy, and the Hobbit trilogy, and then Rings of Power.
I've seen the second Hobbit.
Why have you watched the second Hobbit?
Well, it wasn't not intentionally. Well, it kind of was intentionally, but
did someone force your eyes open?
No, Zoe's friend. You know, when he used to write for Blog Critics.
Yeah,
they did a similar thing for a different website, and they were sent the 3D Blu-ray of whatever the second Hobbit film's called.
Desolation of Smaug.
But they didn't have a Blu-ray player or a 3D TV, so they were like, "Can I come and watch this at your house? I could do a review." We were like, "Yeah, if you want." So I sat and watched it.
I mean, I still would have watched the first one and the Lord of the Rings if I were you, just so you could get some context as to what the fuck is going on.
I've seen about 20 minutes collectively of each of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. So
the trilogy's great.
Bit of that one.
The trilogy is genuinely great. So I'd suggest that you do watch that at some point.
It was one of those films where we've had this conversation before, but when Lord of the Rings came out, that wasn't the type of film that I would sit and watch. Same with Harry Potter and stuff. And then I did get around to watching Harry Potter, and I was like, after the third one onwards, it's real good. I quite like them.
It's real good.
So I will, and I did intend to watch the trilogy. I've heard a lot of bad things about both Hobbit films, so I probably won't bother with
There's
that.
3 of them.
There's 3? Ain't the book like that big?
Yeah, but there's The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey, The Hobbit, Desolation of Smaug, and then Hobbit, Battle of the Five Armies.
The unexpected sequel.
The unnecessary sequel, yeah.
But yeah.
But it's not like Star Wars, where it's like if you watch the original trilogy, so if you watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy, you've got to watch The Hobbit to understand what the story is. It's a prequel anyway, so it doesn't make any difference. Like, you know that, okay, well, that guy's in the other one, so he's not going to die, is he? But it's just, they're not as interesting, they're not as epic, they're not as amazing, quite frankly. Because I've watched all 3, maybe in the last couple of years or so, and it just didn't get me. And like, I could still go back and watch the Lord of the Rings and just be like, the fact that this is so good at like such a scale, and like done in like 2000 or whatever it was. The fact it's like 20 years old, it's kind of bonkers, but it looks great, feels great. The music is unbelievable. Like, it is an epic. Yeah, it is an epic trilogy. Whereas The Hobbit is just, it's a
long
pales in comparison. Definitely watch the extended ones that are like 3.5 hours
each.
Like, if you're doing it, fucking do it properly.
I mean, I will. I'll get around to it. My favourite fun fact about Lord of the Rings is the fantastic movie What We Do in the Shadows. They use the prosthetics from the creatures in that. So basically, they went to the set of where Lord of the Rings was filmed and stuff, and they've just gone, "Can we have a rummage through these buckets and stuff?" They're like, "Yeah." So a lot of the prosthetics that the vampires and the werewolves have got is from Lord of the Rings.
No way. Well, it's all filmed in New Zealand, wasn't it?
Yeah. So they've just gone in and they're like, "Yeah, crack on, do you want?"
Yeah.
So that's my Bit of trivia for you. From a film
well,
I've not seen.
I genuinely didn't know that. That's pretty interesting.
But yeah, I'll get around to watching it. I haven't watched any of Rings of Power, so I'll have to watch that as well.
No, that one is very much something that you would need to. Ideally, if you watched at least the original trilogy, then watch Rings of Power.
Yeah,
I only watched one episode of that. I genuinely meant to get round to finishing it off because again, I think it was like the most expensive TV program that was ever made. TV program.
I don't know about like Amazon. Ever.
I think it was.
It's more than Game of Thrones. Because that was really expensive, wasn't it?
But that's over the course of like 10 seasons or whatever it is. Like this is one season, like 8 episodes or whatever. I think like it's. I think it might be that. I can't remember what it is, unless anything else has beaten it now. I guess.
No, yeah. Total budget of $465 million, which is $58 million per episode.
Yeah,
that's
which is like so. It's like pound for pound. It's like the most expensive thing ever.
That's surprising. Do you know what is number 17? Because this is a top 17, Dan.
Go on.
Of all numbers. Band of Brothers.
Band of Brothers is fucking amazing.
I watched that. That was good, but I didn't think it was going to be up there. But it was Spielberg, wasn't it?
Yeah. No, I think it was. He might have been a producer. I think it was like Spielberg and Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks and Spielberg. Yeah.
Yeah. But to this day, it still holds up. It's. I was watching one of those like GQ.
Yeah.
GQ.
Where it's like to talk about the career and all their.
No, not one of those like talking about like Tom Hanks doing a thing or whatever. But it was like World War II historians sort of like reviewing. Like they all cover Saving Private Ryan at some point.
Obviously, yeah.
But there's a particular battle that's represented in Band of Brothers that was based on a real battle. I mean, pretty much everything in Band of Brothers is based on true stories and things, as far as I'm aware. And it was just sort of like this is as close as you can get. Like this is pretty much perfect. Like everything is. Yeah, I mean the intensity of the chaos of it, the terrifying nature of it, how it's just dust and grime and awful. It's just terrible times. That was like their favourite representation of like anything. They're just sort of like you kind of fucking nailed it. Like this is for all accounts.
I liked it.
This is the best thing.
It was a BBC thing as well, wasn't it?
No, it was HBO, mate.
No, HBO,
fucking
sorry.
BBC couldn't pump something like that. Are you kidding me? Jesus.
I was thinking of what I was thinking of. And it wasn't made by the BBC, it showed on it after. But anyway, I'm just going to rattle through this list because some are quite interesting. One Piece, which you haven't watched yet.
Nope.
Very good, though. 17 million per episode. Last of Us. Wait. Last of Us is 15 million per episode. So shouldn't that be after? That should.
Maybe it depends on how many episodes are in a season.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
total. 8 episodes in One Piece, 9 episodes in Last of Us. So, yeah, that'll be why. Halo. How much per episode do you reckon?
It's more than 15 million an episode.
Not necessarily. More episodes.
Are we talking like in a total show's run?
Yeah.
Oh, then 10 million.
It is bang on, Dan. 10 million.
It's 2 seasons now, isn't it?
Sandman, which I didn't finish.
And neither did I. That cost more.
15 million over 12 episodes.
That was the over 12 episodes.
Yeah, so
for the total
15 millions. Which I'm not going to work.
Wait, no, sorry. 15 million for the series.
No, 15 million per episode.
That's ridiculous. John Wick cost like $20 million to make the whole film.
And I finished all 4 of them.
Fuck me. 15. I mean, it seemed fine. I didn't get like that. Oh my god, this just feels like it didn't this incredible thing.
Feel as good as the. I'm not a massive fan of the comics, but the comics are good. But it didn't fit. Like I didn't watch it and go, man, the people who made this really love the comic.
Yeah.
It just felt like a kind of the same as Watchmen, the movie was. Where you go, I mean, there's nothing. It's okay, and as long if you've read the comic and you've watched the film, you go, yeah, it's all right. But yeah, I didn't feel that way about Sandman. The Pacific.
No, again, it was all right, but jeez,
I've never seen it, so I don't even know what it's about. World War II battle between Japanese and American soldiers on the island of Peleliu.
Okay.
Never seen it, but 20 million per episode. House of the Dragon, which is the Game of Thrones spin-off.
Game of Thrones. Mm-hmm.
20 million per episode over 20 episodes. WandaVision.
That's over 8 episodes.
9 episodes.
Oh, 9.
How much you reckon per episode?
12 million.
25. And most of it was on a cardboard set. Intentionally so. It's a lot of money. Citadel. Don't know what that is.
Can't say I've heard of it.
50 million per episode. Again, C. This looks like a Apple TV thing. Only 15 million per episode, but there's 24 episodes. So it's a fair
I can't believe that there's still shows that are being made that are 24 episodes long in a season. It's crazy.
The Mandalorian. 15 million per episode, 25 episodes.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine that most of that is probably going to Pedro Pascal at this point.
Most likely. That's weird as fuck. So, Mandalorian's number 7, 15 million per episode. The next one is The Morning Show, which is also 15 million per episode. How does that cost the same? It's that TV, like the anchor people with Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon. It's got very good reviews. It's meant to be very good. But I don't see how that costs as much as The Mandalorian.
Well, it's all filmed on one stage, isn't it?
I guess. Well, no. Lord of the Rings, The Ring of Power, is number 5. 16 episodes at 58 million apiece, which is a total of 465 million.
For one
season.
$500 million on one show, and on that's one season.
Number 5.
Christ alive.
The Crown.
Oh, the Netflix show.
Yeah. That is.
Do you reckon that amount of cost is because they've got to keep building sets, or it's because they keep renting out Windsor Castle?
I don't know. I would put it more down to the fact there's 60 episodes.
Cool, fucking hell.
And 30 million each, so that kind of makes sense. Stranger Things, 30 million per episode, 42 episodes.
I mean, that you feel like you're getting your money's worth out of that, quite frankly.
Game of Thrones is number 2, 15 million per episode, 74 episodes. And number 1, Dan, is Friends.
That's casting costs, presumably, rather than you've got 6 sets and you've had them for 10 years. Like that's all the cast getting paid $1 million.
I will say, Collider.com, you've fooled me a bit here, because what they've done, so this is Friends, 10 million per episode, 1994 to 2004. So that's like all 200 odd episodes.
I mean, yeah, I think so. I still think so. In terms of individual episodes, like, so not like over the whole series, like as in one episode, which was the most expensive, just to make one episode of it.
I think it is Lord of the Rings.
See, that might be the
Rings of Power, 58.
That might be the number, the information that I'm aware of, or that's what I was thinking of. That it's like, whilst it may not have cost the most to make the whole show, like every episode for that show as a total, each individual one was more expensive than. If
they did as many seasons as Friends, though.
It would bankrupt the country. Like $58 million an episode. Like what was it? 400 million.
Yeah,
for the season.
465 million. $465 million for season
one. For one season. Who signed off on that?
I assume the Tolkien estate.
But I'm assuming it's Amazon that's footing the bill. So like that's barely a drop in the ocean for us, and we can get to make our own Lord of the Rings show. Fuck it, it's a blank check.
Amazon are doing some good stuff though.
You can't spend us into the poorhouse. We're Amazon.
That's why our Prime's gone up.
For sure, you haven't even watched yet.
That's why everyone's getting adverts, because I haven't watched it. Which I'm still yet to have. I haven't had a single advert.
I haven't seen any. No. Oh no, I tell a lie. I have. There's been Apex Legends.
That's the only one I've seen.
That run at the start.
Yeah, that's the only one I saw, and I've only seen. I've been watching new season of Clarkson's Farm. I haven't had a single one on that.
Well, speaking of Clarkson's Farm, Callum, I was thinking about this the other day, but I've still got Farm Simulator 22 installed.
We need to do some more.
And we haven't done anything past that one initial recording, so what the fuck are you playing at?
Been doing other stuff. But I want to do some more, though, because I like that. It was good.
Yeah, excuses.
Yeah, I mean, you could have done stuff.
What, on my own? I don't. One, it's your server anyway. Two, it was your show.
But no, I did have something else very quickly to touch on before we depart, and I can't, for the life of me, think what it was, Dan.
Oh, good.
So what I'm going to do is very, very quickly go back on here, because I saw it on this Collider thing. There we go. I found it immediately. The Office spin-off show is officially happening.
Which Office?
The American Office. So we spoke about this on a podcast a few episodes ago, where
I remember us sort of going, okay, well, if this was going to happen, what would we like to see? That kind of thing. Is there any information about what it's going to be about?
Yes, and who's in it. So it is in the world of the American Office.
Well, technically, the world of the American Office and the British Office are exactly the same.
Yeah, which is canon because of David Brent showing up.
He's been in it twice.
That's what I mean. Yeah, so that's 100%. But I assume this is going to be maybe even the same area. I don't know, but it is not at a paper company, so to speak, Dan. The new one is the documentary crew that immortalised under Mifflin's Scranton branch is in search of a new subject when they discover a dying historic Midwestern newspaper and a publisher trying to revive it with volunteer reporters.
So they got, right, we'll just copy Ricky Gervais doing The Office, and now we'll just copy him doing Afterlife, where he works at a failing local paper.
The first thing I thought of. But starring in it is, I can never say his name, Domhnall Gleeson.
Wait.
You know who that is?
I do, hold on. Yeah, Domhnall Gleeson from In Bruges.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
He's also in Ex Machina.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm not thinking of. I'm thinking of what's his face.
Pretty sure he's in. No, he's in Star Wars as well. He's Hux.
Yeah, of course he is. Yeah, no, that's. Yeah, I know who you mean now. That's not the guy I was thinking of though. Oh shit, I can't remember his name. He's with Colin Farrell in Bruges anyway. But yeah, Domhnall Gleeson.
Yeah, him. And I believe he is the Jim character. And then his Pam.
Isn't he British?
Pretty sure he is. If he's not, he does a very good British accent.
Yeah.
Sabrina Impactio. Butchered that to fuck. But I don't know who she is.
Okay. Has she been in anything we may have heard of?
Let me have a quick look. No. It's been in a lot of stuff. Passion of the Christ. With Mel Gibson.
I'm aware of it, never seen it.
A lot of girl type movies.
Mm-hmm.
Turning Red.
Well, that's an animated thing. That really doesn't help narrow it down for
That's
me,
the only film on here that I know.
Right. Okay.
So, but yeah, that's it though.
Oh, just those two.
Up to now, yeah.
Fucking hell. Okay. I just don't understand why you want to take it outside of a boring office.
Put it in a boring newspaper place.
I guess.
Which, as you pointed out, is Afterlife.
Well, yeah, but there's it's not a sort of like, it's not the funny office things that happen at this newspaper. It's it's the awful and depressing and heartwarming personal story of this guy who happens to work at a local paper. That's why he's not fulfilled in his job, because he knows it's shit and boring. But that's just an extension of himself. Like, it's not based around the newspaper. It's just, do you know what I mean?
That's his daily thing. And the reason it works in Afterlife is because it's very well written. And that could be anyone. If our good friend... I don't even want to say it. If James Corden wrote that and starred in it, but it was as good, it was the exact same Afterlife, but instead of Ricky Gervais, it was James Corden, even I would go, that's still very well written and still pretty good. I'm not going to watch it though. But it's just excellent. It's just very well made. It's very good. And I don't think, like, one of the things with The Office is it's the hijinks that go on and everything else. I don't think you can do that with a newspaper in the same way. Like, how are you going to have a competition?
What do you mean a competition?
So, like, with Jim and Dwight, it's like about like
oh, I see.
That, like, oh, I've had an article published. So have I. We work at the same paper.
Well, it would be like just finding the most bonkers stories, and like it'd be like local crazy people. Like, I mean, again, the sort of like the cutaways in Afterlife.
Yeah,
is
where
like,
they go talking to people.
They go talk to some rando, and it's just like, I'm 100 and I haven't died yet, and I fucking hate it. Like, those are the sort of the funny hijinks that they get up to, but it's still a real world. You know, is it possible that you meet an old person who's sick of being alive? Probably. Yeah. Most of them probably are. Yeah, but you know, having a company picnic where you accidentally out a branch is being closed down during a comedy skit that you wrote in 20 minutes. No,
I don't think it's going to work. I'd like to be proven wrong. And
but if it's not about The Office, if it's not about Dunder Mifflin, if it's not about Sabre, if it's not about anything to do with any of the others, then it's just any other comedy.
That's what
and I mean, that's not to say that it's going to be a bad comedy.
No.
I don't mean that. I just mean in the sense of, why go from the world of The Office with nothing to do with it?
Yeah.
But then it might as well just be
just a different show.
It's a different show, exactly.
Which is fine.
But then the only way that you can have it and link it together is just like, oh my god, there's Dwight. Oh, no way.
Or
that'll be it.
Maybe if that's the first headline. Crazy farmer kills the fucking
beet farmer explodes paper company in
you can't
what's it? Scranton.
You can't even go, well, Dunder Mifflin supplies the newspaper with the paper, because isn't it just office paper that they do?
Pretty much.
So it's not even like the newspaper paper, because that's like that fucking big, isn't it? Like...
Yeah, but then if you wanted to get any of the people back, you couldn't get Krasinski, you couldn't get Carell, you couldn't get most of them, to be fair. Like, the only ones, maybe you get Phyllis or Stanley or a Kevin or something like that.
Yeah.
Just sort of wander around. I mean, if anything, it's going to be sort of like everyone, we've got, you know, they do a plot line from Afterlife, obviously, and they go, the guy who owns the paper, like, he's gonna sell the paper, so we need to sort of appeal to him or whatever.
Yeah.
And they go, the paper's going under, we need to get an investor to come in and like pay to keep the paper. Oh my god, David Wallace, no way. Yeah. Hi there, you've got money and have somehow connected to this other show by the loosest possible thread. How about you buy the newspaper instead?
I thought it would be, because you're not going to get any of the big names, and I would assume a lot of them, like even like Phyllis and that, would go, if they all come back, I'll come and do it. But
maybe
I can't imagine they're that hard up for work.
Well, no, not really. I mean, most of them are doing, like, you know, even sort of Jenna Fisher and Angela Kinsey, they've got an incredibly successful podcast. Yeah. They've written books, and, you know, they don't need to do it, but it would be sort of like, let's get all the gang together. But then why? Why would they go to a random newspaper?
Doesn't make any sense. It would make more sense if it was another Office. I still don't like it, because it's finished, it's done, whatever.
So you just do what, the different branch, you mean?
Yeah. So it's a different branch, because then at least they can go.
Oh my god! Hi Jim, how you doing?
And all it has to do then is cut to them back at Scranton for that 30-second conversation.
Well, not even that. It's just on the phone. It's just like, oh, hi Kelly, how are you? Nice to hear your voice. We haven't heard from you in Scranton for a while. Yeah, okay, I'll call you back later. Bang.
Done.
There you go. There's your connection.
But you can't do that in this. Because it's a newspaper.
Not really. Again, unless it's based in Scranton, then why would they be there? I mean, I suppose by the same token, why would David Brent be in the same building as Michael Scott? Literally no. It's a stupid cold open.
No, but that's fine because it's Rick Gervais. He gets a free pass. And he made it. So do what he wants.
Also, yeah. If you made one of the most successful comedies of all time. Sure, you can pop up in it without any logical rhyme or reason. Why not?
Doesn't make any sense, but it's fine. But yeah, I don't know when this is going to be. It doesn't say. But it will be on Peacock. So we can't watch it anyway.
No, but we'll find a way.
Yeah, I was just double checking if they didn't, if it had got anyone else on there, but it's just them two.
Is there any talk about when it's due to be released? When can we expect it?
Not a peep. Not a peep. I imagine that gives them enough time to go, people aren't happy about this. Sack it off.
It's like, what do you mean it's not set with Jim and Dwight and all the ones that I like? It's like, yeah, because it would be the most expensive show in the world because it cost us $20 million just to get the people in the bloody room.
There's no way. You might be able to get some of the people, but unless he wasn't doing anything, you ain't getting Krasinski. Not for love nor money.
No.
He's grown far bigger than that small-time TV show that was for a long time. I was late to the game with the American Office, but
yeah, same.
I know it didn't start hugely popular. It got a bigger following as time's gone on, and then it's gone on to Netflix and it's gone on to Amazon Prime and stuff, and that's where the followings come from. But
because it didn't have like a huge. I mean, not that it's never not been popular, but like a huge resurgence during COVID.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
Because like people just binging it.
Nothing else to do.
Oh fuck it, we've got nothing else to do. Let's just rewatch all of Friends. Let's just rewatch all of The Office.
Yeah, and again,
which I did.
Yeah, I mean,
about
that's
6
when
times, so I can't.
So.
Yeah, I can't knock it, but that's why it became so expensive for Netflix to keep it.
But it was good because it grew bigger than The Office, where like I like the Rick Gervais Office, our Office, but
it's a different show.
That's what I was gonna say. Like season 1 is near enough just a copy of the only season of The Office, very loosely.
It's the same beats anyway.
Yeah, but then it becomes its own thing, and it's vastly different to the British one. And they're good in different ways. The humour wouldn't work in ours in the American one.
No,
wouldn't work.
But no, because like, could you get David Brent and fucking Tim and Gareth like doing parkour off the roof into a bin? No, like that wouldn't work.
I mean, the closest you get is when he's pretending to be good at football and he kicks the ball in that girl's face.
Kicks that woman in the face with it. Yeah,
that's probably the closest we get.
Probably, yeah.
But again, completely different shows, and in the same way that we do with games and stuff, we go like Hitman Absolution is an alright game, but it's a pretty shit Hitman game, and I think that's will be the same with this. It's an okay comedy. It's just a shit version of The Office.
It could be really funny, but it's just sort of like, okay, so you're gonna do the same filming style. You're gonna do talking heads.
It will be, I reckon.
Potentially so, but
that could be the only thing that links them.
What? How it's shot?
Yeah, it's filmed the same.
Yeah, it'd be like, the sound guy that got fired because he punched Roy in the face, or no, not Roy. That guy with the truck that Pam drew all over. Like, he'll be the sound guy for this new documentary. There's your link.
Yeah.
It's like, it's Gary or whatever the fuck his name was.
I think it was Gary.
It wasn't Gary.
It was a very normal name.
I don't remember.
I honestly can't think, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Good job that wasn't one of the Sporkle questions on an Office quiz that we've done over the years.
Might come up though.
Maybe if it's a multiple choice one, I'm sure I'll get it.
Brian.
It was Brian.
It was Brian Whittle.
I didn't know you had a surname.
I've just googled it.
No, I figured as much, but I I don't remember them ever mentioning a surname.
Yeah, she was always, Pam was always saying it. Oh, Brian Whittle, you crazy sound guy.
Oh, Brian Whittle.
How do you know so little? Anyway, I have got nothing else, Daniel. Don't know if you got anything?
I don't. There was a new addition, or a couple of new additions to Game Pass that's probably worth mentioning. We've had the Definitive, which is the upscale remaster of the new Tomb Raiders franchise, like the original Tomb Raider. I was meant to install that actually because it's got all the good stuff. Kona 2, which is a first-person sort of psychological mystery solving thing, which I never got around to, but I wasn't super interested, to be fair. And then something that's been added today called Little Kitty Big City, which is not like Stray, as one would think.
It sounds like it would be, Dan.
No, it's just like your little cat sort of roaming around doing cool, funny things. So I might give that a little go, maybe.
I still haven't played Harold Halibut.
I haven't touched it since we last talked about it, when I said I was in the waiting room and then came off it. And that was it.
I've installed it, and that's as far as I've got.
Probably should give it a crack, to be fair, but I've been playing a lot of Manor Lords. It's really good. It's really good. I really like it.
I haven't played anything, I'll be honest. But it was comic book day last Saturday, so I went and bought a bunch of comics, including, I didn't know, they've done X-Men 97. So I bought issue 1 of that.
Good. Is it based on the show, around the show?
It seems like this is more of an indirect continuation of the original show. So whereas 97 picks up a bit after, this seems to be like it feels more like the original one, but it's taking elements from the new show 97. It's all right. I've only read it once, and then I've got a big bag of other comics, Dan, including a new Ninja Turtles comic.
Isn't it like a new artist, new writers?
Yeah, just I've never seen it. I've never heard of the people that have drew this one before. I've only got some Turtles comics, to be fair, but yeah, I got a big old fat bag of comics. And Logan got a Green Lantern ring.
Did he earn it?
No, they were giving them out. So,
I thought you meant it came from space, but
no.
That makes more
but
sense.
what was worse, Logan got his free comics, because you get like your comic book day comics. You could have 5 of these selections, and I said, what do you want? Because while I'm in there, I'm going to buy some comics. But it was quite busy in there, so Zoe took him outside. He took his free comics, but because he didn't go to the counter, he didn't get his Green Lantern ring. And then my sister was with us. She came up to the counter when I was paying for all the comics and stuff that I'd bought, and she goes, "Logan didn't get his Flash ring." I went, "What?" And then the
Green Flash.
And then my niece bought Logan back in the shop, and he come up, and I was like, "You doing?" And he went, "For my ring." And then I know the guy who owns the comic book shop. And Phil says, "All right, mate, did you get one of your rings?" And my sister goes, "Yeah, Logan, have you got one of your Flash rings?" And me and Phil have just looked at each other.
Places.
Literally, we both looked at him and just went, "Get out." Green Lantern, you idiot.
All the places to get it wrong, it's in the only place where such information would actually be
get you killed,
ingrained. Yeah.
What's worse, though, the only ones he had left was the Orange Lantern. So we had to have an Orange Lantern ring. So, not good.
Is it... I'm trying to remember what the orange power is.
It's... Well, I can't even fucking think. Wasn't it the identity one?
No, I thought it was like gluttony or something like that.
No.
Google it. That's gonna drive me mad.
Orange Lantern. Yeah, Orange Lanterns are able to steal the identities of others for life fees in the same way. The orange light also has the power to absorb green light constructs and mystical energies.
I thought it was still based on red was anger or hatred or something like that. Like there was still like a. So green was it hope? Ugh, my brain is not. I've been at work all day, mate. My brain is not fine tuned for Green Lantern knowledge today, unfortunately.
Right.
It's will or something, isn't it? Will, strength, willpower.
Will from Strange Things. Oh my god, DC database, why are you so shit? Right, power
Either way, yeah, I thought it drew from like a universal constant. Like that's what powers the battery, was like all the will in the universe or something.
There's more than I even thought there was, Dan. Gold, ultraviolet, white, black, violet, indigo, blue, yellow, orange, red.
Are you sure you're not just looking at a rainbow?
Red and yellow and pink and green. I'm not reading it all though. There's fucking loads, but
right.
Let's just agree. My sister's an idiot.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely not a Flash thing. Yes.
But yeah, other than that, I do not have nothing. So we'll leave it there then.
Nah.
But if you want to see more, you can go to podcastdisplay.com. It's all going along the bottom of the screen. Dan! See you on the next one. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye!